2024 has seen its fair share of wonderful movies, and I've seen 41 new releases this year. And so in this video, I will give you my 10 favourites. This isn't about what is technically or objectively the best, but these are the movies I look back on with fond memories. I haven't seen every movie released, so there will most likely be some films not here. With that disclaimer out the way, here are my top 10 favourite movies of 2024.
What a wonderful day!
I love the previous Planet of the Apes films, Rise, Dawn and War. And through that love, I watched all the originals, and now I am a huge Planet of the Apes fan. So much so, I believe that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. Because of that admiration for the franchise, I was excitedly nervous for Kingdom. New story, new characters, and a new trajectory for the franchise. And what I saw on that big IMAX screen was a movie not made to fill in a schedule gap, not made to earn a quick buck, but a movie that expanded on its predecessors and gave us a new character to put our hope in with Noah. The story of Caesar being misconstrued by the film's antagonist by Proxima Caesar at first looked like it was for selfish reasons, but just like with all the other Planet of the Apes movies, it goes a bit deeper than that, as you want certainty that the apes are the dominant species, which was an interesting story and one that gives the new Planet of the Apes franchise a building stone for hopefully more great movies. Monkey Man. Dev Patel's directorial debut was a visceral success that showcased his immense eye for creating intense and moving stories through his directing style, as the story of his character is shown through Dev Patel's framing and choice of camera angles. Monkey Man is about someone that is rough and brash, and with that, Dev Patel told that story through close-ups and shaky camera movements to mimic the character's rawness. But once he learns and hones in his fighting ability, once his mind becomes clearer, the camera sits back and we get a beautiful wide shot and more stable camera movements, indicating to us that the character is now more calm and skillful. An excellent action movie with Dev Patel taking risks and those risks successfully paying off.
I'm furious!
To follow up from the frantic and absurdly good Mad Max Fury Road was always going to be an impossible job, but George Miller showcased why he is a masterful storyteller, because he gave us a story that expanded on the character of Furiosa, and unlike Mad Max Fury Road, it did not rely too heavily on the crazy antics of exceptional stunts and coordination. This movie had those, but gave us a story that we can be absorbed by. Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth became the fuel for this adventure, and both played their part incredibly well. It isn't better than Fury Road, but it is an extremely exciting ride. Poor Things. This did technically come out in the UK in January of this year, so it does count for my top 10 of 2024. I have already made a video about Poor Things, so if interested to know my full thoughts, then hit the link above or see the description after watching this video. But this was a movie at first I did not understand much, but the more I thought about it and tried to find my own meaning within the film, it became clear that Poor Thing was an incredible story about body ownership. Emma Stone was the cornerstone with her expressive acting as Bella Baxter, but side characters such as Mark Ruffalo's Duncan Wedderburn added that extra absurdity that gave Poor Things its distinct feel. A sexually visceral masterpiece by Yorgos Lanthimos. Smile 2. This is one of those classic examples of myself not giving a movie a chance before I've even laid my eyes on it. When the trailers of Smile 2 came out, my first reaction was, why make another Smile movie? I didn't love the first one, but was a fan and did enjoy the gimmick of the demon. So I didn't believe there was much more to say within the Smile universe, but I was sorely mistaken. Smile 2 is the best horror movie of this year, and out of this world performance from Naomi Scott, added with beautiful directing by Parker Finn, created a film that was tense and played into the Smile curse in such a clever way, with the film not being scared to really go for it with some great twists and turns throughout. An excellent example of how to take the ideas from the first movie and really expand to create a more fulfilling world that exceeds and builds on from the original. Iron Claw. A beautiful story about family and brotherhood told through the Von Erichs, a family of wrestlers that were always striving to be the best and become champions. Zac Efron puts in a performance of his career and shows the world his depth as an actor, especially when supported by talented actors such as Barry Allen White. A heartfelt film that reeled me in the first third with its inspirational story about rising up and becoming the best, to the then gut-wrenching emotional story of loss and what it means to feel insecure and vulnerable. It's a story I never heard of before, but one I'm grateful director Sean Durkin wanted to tell. A harrowing yet beautiful story about brothers trying to be the best for each other. Wild Robots. An emotionally positive film, Wild Robots nearly brought me to tears on a few occasions with its story about belonging even if you feel different to everyone else. A never give up attitude with characters like our robotic protagonist Roz, voiced by Lupita Nyong'o, and Bright Bell, our plucky goose, voiced by Kit Connor and Boone Storm. I really like movies that emotionally move me through a positive story because it provides me with hope in the sense that I can improve and be better. And that is what I got out of this film. The desire to never give up and to not look at our defects as a negative, but instead to see them as things that make us who we are. And for that, Wild Robots will always be a special movie. Zone of Interest. An impactful movie showing us the normality of war crimes even when it's right next to you. The complicit nature added with the idea that we always think we're in the right creates a black hole of misguided people. Zone of Interest is powerful, especially as we witness what is happening in the world right now, and you cannot mistake the impact and timing of this film. It dives into why people become ignorant of the cruelty they give to others as power corrupts them into thinking they are superior to everyone else. Jonathan Glazer in his Oscar acceptance speech highlighted this feeling, and to speak up within the arts is why we create, so we can say the truth through movies, music, painting and so many more ways. And for that, Zone of Interest becomes one of the most important movies in the 21st century.
I'm Sue.
A visceral and crazy film, The Substance was an entertaining overload of pure carnage powered by the excellent Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. A story about women beauty standards and the self-sabotaging effects to get to the top, especially in the brutally harsh world of entertainment. Through close-ups and sound design that is unpleasant to the ear, but in the best way, you get fully involved in this film. Coralie Farget shows expert directing know-how with a position on where to place the camera, and with a set design that is overwhelming, you cannot escape the world of The Substance.
I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis!
Denis Villeneuve is one of the best directors working today, as he just understands the importance of making films for the cinema, and this becomes even more true with my favourite film of this year, Dune Part 2. I believe Dune 2 will go down as a classic if it is not regarded as that already. The exceptionally talented Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya give a performance in which they have engraved their names as the best actors working today and want to be excited about for many years to come. The reason I put Dune 2 as my number 1 is because I still remember the pure elation and joy I felt walking out of the cinema. The relentless pace and the interesting world building created a perfect storm for a big blockbuster that cements Denis Villeneuve as a great, and now I cannot wait to see what he does for the third installment. This has been a great year for films, and I've thoroughly enjoyed many more other movies that sadly have not made the top 10, but with that, let's hope 2025 continues with a bang and provides us with more great movies. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, it helps the channel quite a lot. Thank you.